How's it going, YouTube? Welcome to the Cosmic Ray channel. I am your host, Cosmic Ray. Tonight, it is October 10th, 10/10. Some feel may let the 1-0 of October and 1-0 for the day, it's kind of a binary type of thing, like a simulation of the Matrix, if you will, ones and zeros to kind of just let us know, where we are. I wanted to do a video today, or tonight, not only just because it's also my grandma's birthday, and she had passed away a long time ago. Well, seems like a long time ago. However, as with me, I'm able to, feel out those spirits and feel out, yes, those energies, and it's kind of like I want to do like an ode to her, and it's one of those things, in my life where now it's okay if you do this. Okay, when I say this, it's not like think anything negative or anything by it, but like I celebrate her life, so her birthday versus the day that she actually died. And don't get me wrong, I'm not like saying, oh, I'm not acknowledging it or anything like that. It was just more of something where that's always stuck by me. Sometimes we forget like our relatives' birthdays, which is totally fine. Sometimes even some of us may forget even our own parents' birthday, and stuff like that, and that's okay. But it was just one of those things where she meant like the most to me, in my life, in regards to like a relative that like I was able to know and talk to, and that made some type of impact on me. And of course, this could be for any other family member, and some of you may have lost others very close to you, as well. So I do not have like a specific valid topic today, or just sorry tonight, but it was just more something that I just wanted to acknowledge, and be able to say thank you to her, and to like whew, I feel you, Abajan. I feel you right now. So this is something where I just want to kind of express love, and I don't know which direction I'm going to go with right now, so just kind of bear with me. It's just one of those things where sometimes in life, and it's okay if you acknowledge like the death date of someone. That's okay too. However you honor the ones that passed away is, that's how you do it. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that, right or wrong. So for me, this is just something that I do. I celebrate, the life, the birthday itself. So all good, right? Um, Now, sometimes, when you feel these energies around, and you want to know like if these are the right kind. I will tell you this. So, now I realize I do know what to say tonight. When it comes to love, and when it comes to knowing when someone passed, you feel these energies. Yes. Oh, God, I just want to cry. You feel these energies, and like I said, when I say I want to cry, it's not like, oh, I'm an emotional wreck type person. It's more like you feel it. Like it's as if someone just touching your heart, and making you feel the right way. That's something that just hits you in your soul, and it just hits you, of like emotion, and that's when it's something that's right. And no, I said this before, and when I say this, please, this is not something where like, ooh, look at me, I think I'm so cool. I just want to give you an idea, okay? So, I said this before, so you may have heard me say this. When, I always tell my relative, or not relatives, but like even friends of family, or family friends, sorry, even like my sister-in-law's family side, where when I give them hugs, um, a good amount of them, tell me like, oh, you give the best hug. Sometimes they just say it to say it. Sometimes I know they say it for a deeper meaning, for whatever that means to them at the moment, but they know that it's me giving them the hugs. It's as if we could be all blindfolded in a room, and of course you can tell right here I'm speaking my truths to you. When the like when I see if we're all blindfolded and we were to give you a hug to everyone, right? Like say one person's not blindfolded and make sure we hug each other, right? They would know the hugs come from me. Like because the way I hug, how I do it, it's the intentions I have that kind of like transfers my energy to them when I give them the hug. It's with love. It's not with malice, or it's not with just a fake hug. It's something that like it's just a full-on hug. Other people tell me, like, oh, I love your hugs, and like I said, this isn't a boost to my ego. This is just something I'm trying to give you an idea. So, like, example, if I were to pass, they know that the hugs come from me. So they know that the energy that's around, they would feel like that same kind of hug as if I was holding them again. Whatever I have done to left that imprint, on someone. So doesn't have to be a hug. It could be like how someone feels when they're around you. Say if you have like, spouses, back and forth, where sometimes you don't have to say anything in the room, but you have love for each other, but you can be quiet and that you guys, have like that silence or even telepathic or even just whatever you want to call it, love that just goes back and forth to share. We don't have to really say much, and you just know. So if that person were to pass, you just feel, it. Sorry. So for those of you who, are trying to do this divination stuff, some things that I like to do to help, just kind of just let the masses know, the collective conscious or even the cosmic surfers out there who already know this. And to those of you who had spiritual awakenings or those of you who haven't, who are starting on your path. And that's okay if you do witchcraft too. Like I'm saying, this is just more out of love than anything. And of course, fire is elemental, if you will. And, it's just more just something that I just know that helps interact with other beings, other truths out there that we may not be able to physically see with the naked eye, or at least maybe you could even with your third eye or something. However, I just wanted to say that you feel the love when someone that's passed is around you. You don't necessarily have to use it with this, but even when you have a thought. Now, don't get me wrong, there are times where you subconsciously plant certain things or feelings, and I always joke around, it's like, oh man, it's cool, man, check out my arm, bro, it's cold, there must be a ghost, um, it's just more something else that hits you. It's just other things too. Sometimes you have you hear something, a sound or a song that just automatically, you weren't thinking about a person, but just automatically the song comes on randomly and you're like, oh crap, or these synchronicities of life that hits you. Like I saw a license plate that said a name of someone who I starting to love even more so dearly, and this individual is in is alive, but unconscious, if you will, at the time of being physically able to move around. Well, I saw their name, when I was just randomly thinking about them, and I pull up right behind a car, literally within a minute, and the person in front of me had the license plate name of the shorthand version of their name, just like my name, Ray, Cosmic Ray, Raymond, short version is Ray. It was their name. And it was one of those synchronistic moments, where you just start, when you see it, it's just like, oh, something just hits you really quick. Not like where you see the name, you're like, oh, that's interesting. And then it starts playing on you. Then you start getting emotional because you're thinking about them. Not necessarily like that, but it's more of an instant, hit, to you. So, sometimes, even when you meditate, you start feeling this gust of wind, something just, blows onto you. And you're like, oh, did something just go through me? What is that? And then you start getting emotional, and then you start having this thought of a particular person maybe you haven't even thought about, or someone that's passed and you haven't thought about in a while. That happens. That will happen too. Okay. Um, there are other ways of knowing. No joke. The other night, I mentioned this in another video, but I saw something in the mirror, and it was very random, and it was a darker shadow. Nothing dark as in dark energy or nothing negative or something that's going to impact me negative, but I saw a dark shadow figure, reflecting off of a mirror, and it was as if I caught it and then just went away. It wasn't, like I said, wasn't negative, it was all out of love. And I knew for whatever reason, even though I couldn't see exactly what that outline was, of who it was or anything like that, I know whatever it wasn't negative. Yep. Thank you. I knew it was out of love. And so just let you know, I did see you. And so for other things too, for people that feel their spirits, ghosts, ancestral guides, spirit guides, angels, interdimensional, outer dimensional beings, whatever you feel is out there that you're starting to notice, or the outline people, sometimes I've dubbed some of them, or if it's extraterrestrial, interdimensional, or however beings, other things, like I said, you can't see. There's other different ways of communicating, not just this way. I just like to do this because it's not a lot, on YouTube where you can kind of see this as a consistent thing. And like I said, I know I'm a little bit slightly emotional because of everything that's going on. And I just know my grandma's here, and, in love and light, my Obachan, I love you so much. Just want to just throw it out there. And I know she knows this, and I don't need to do a video on this, but I love you so much, Obachan. Thank you so much for letting me know that your love is here. Thank you for letting me know that there's other things going on in this world. It's outside of our normal grasp of reality and knowledge. I love you always, and sometimes that if you feel that you think that you are a burden, oh God, I can't believe I'm gonna say this. Sometimes you feel like maybe you feel like you're the burden, right? Not the only reason why they're still here is because of you. And just know there is a way to kind of set them free. You tell them with your heart, that that it's okay. I will be fine. You did everything you could to make me be who I am today, and I'm so confident and very grateful and thankful that you will always be here with me. That you're more welcome to fly through the cosmos and enjoy the rest of your existence, and I will be fine. That I know if I really need you, that I can always feel it in my heart to help, bring forth, and that you can always come and visit me at any time, but I want you to go and be free, enjoy the other existence of life. So you can do that too, and that will happen. You may notice them gone for a while, but just know they're always with you, like a piece of them is always with you regardless. And, the slowly they'll kind of keep an eye on you, they will know, and then they'll come back. And then you can always feel it in your heart center. I know it sounds corny, but just like how I told you, how you feel them around you, that's how I know she's around. There's certain things that like we've had. And keep in mind, this person was, it was Japanese. And when I was young, I didn't know everything about my language or anything as well. So to communicate with someone, and this wasn't like, this was before like internet, right? This is before Google and you could translate other languages. I was young, in like earlier ages, 5 years old, even earlier, maybe a little around there, that you had to communicate with someone who didn't speak the language, right? So you're forced, not like thinking about it, not like, knowing certain words. No, it's like right then and there, right now, you think about it. So I started reading her body language, speaking certain things where she tells me, she like points to certain things. You start to pick it up. You start reading their vocals. You start reading how their emotions are. And that's how it was. I knew as an empath that like I knew I had this, but I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what it was called, right? I just being a kid, right? I just thought this is what you do. You read people. This is how you understand people, and you communicate with body language, and then you start learning language, and other things of like what they say and what they do. When you don't know someone, if you do this might understand is like driving, right? Or this might be flying, or flapping your wings might be a bird, right? Or love, you start showing a heart or something from here, or certain actions and body movements that you do, not like real sign language, but just like other type of like ways that we had before we even called sign language, other ways to communicate. I was forced to do that, and which I love now, obviously, as you can tell. So it was one of the things that like I was able to feel her, like I was able to truly feel someone. Sometimes you may have laughter, sometimes you may have jokes, sometimes you may have other things that help you, connect to other people. This is one of those things where obviously you can tell by now that this was one of the biggest things in my life that impacted when she passed. And when she did, I was alone. I was in New York and New Jersey at the time when I heard the news, and the people I was with, went back home to California to just to be with everyone beforehand. And when I got the news, this was during the holidays, roughly, and it really did something to me, and I didn't know how to, I didn't snap, but like I definitely broke down for a little bit. But then it's like as if I stopped. If I knew everything was gonna be fine, but I didn't necessarily know when you hear those news, you hug someone, right? The next person that knew, that same person, when it's usually your family member telling you the news, you hug them, right? You can tell them speaking the truth. You hug them. I didn't get that opportunity. I was by myself, and sorry. So it was very hard, obviously, very hard, and I got to understand it, got to process it, in my own ways. Then when everyone, when I saw my mom, even like months later, when she came by and visited like in November, the first thing she did was give me a hug. Not just because she missed me, not because, we love each other. It was just because she knew. That was like the first time I actually had a real hug, because of what happened. And, sorry. So yes, I wanted to do a video because I owe it so much in my spiritual awakening to her and some other people. No, to Drewski, to my Obachan, to others out there in love and light, to my ancestral guides, to those who helped me in my awakening process. Definitely, had a lot of help. And I think if it was for them, I wouldn't be able to kind of like be the cosmic person that I am. Maybe I've always been this cosmic ray. And, I just needed them to help unblock whatever was in my head that was stuck for many years, that something bad happened to me, finally be able to release that. And, so if you ever were, just be grateful, always. And I know cosmic surfers you are, so my apologies. I'm telling you something you already know. And, if you have someone that's passed, you can always remember them. You know what it is. Those happy thoughts. I've told you this before. It's that happy thought, the things that make you fly in your dream, the thing that you can, one happy thought about them, the one thought that just makes you just feel upright to know, makes you want to stand up, be a good person, regardless of how life is treating you like crap. Even though you try to, face it head on, you be that cosmic surfer, all of you are cosmic. All of you are universe. All of you are, the one, and we're all connected. And just to know that we're all going through our realities. So we are all the one, okay? Just know that we are all the one. We are all Neos in our life. Without all of us being Neos and knowing what it is that we're going through to help bring us all together, okay? Just know that, right? We are all the one. And collectively, together we can connect and be stronger. Not saying that we have to, like unite and, cause, global destruction or anything, but just with our hearts, with our minds, with trying to put out that positive energy of life. We get that back. We will. Try not to think negative of like, oh, you're gonna expect it to come back, or, how come this doesn't happen? Don't think that, okay? Just know it, and don't worry about it, because it will. It all comes back karmically and cosmically. So, if you had someone that passed away, and you don't know whether or not it's them, trust me, nothing negative comes out of love. I've felt like negative energy from people. I have seen the black auras around people. Especially when I had my really soon enlightenment phase. Like, yes, I would see that. I saw those easily around people. Yes, for sure. It was just like, it was just on people so much. Like, it was just so thick. The air was so thick, it made me even choke sometimes, like you wouldn't feel right. You wouldn't feel breathing. You're like, I just want to be away. Like, what is it? Those things don't make you that way when it's love. When it's coming from the heart, when someone that you know and you really truly care about, it's them. It's not like you start wanting to think about it, then you harp on it, then all of a sudden you start dwelling on it, and then you start thinking about it, then you get emotional. It's a little different, okay? It's not necessarily like that. It's just like almost an instant thing. Now, obviously, if you're feeling low in life, and maybe you had a sign from some, people, and you may even feel like their presence of being showing a spirit animal or something that was connected. If they told you something about, something that you two had, in common for whatever it is, and then you saw something like that, then you're like, oh, well, that's just a coincidence. And you saw more things on that, then it's not a coincidence. It's synchronicity, and it's them giving you that love back. There are certain things, in life where you may, feel like they may have told you like, hey, if I were able to reincarnate, I would come back as this, and you start seeing whatever that is, more so like in your face, and you don't even know what. Like the other day, I was out eating, dinner with my mom and my dad, which felt great. And I saw like someone with a tattoo that just stuck right in my face, and it was a tattoo of like, of course, I do. It's a spider web. Of course, I've told you about spiders. Now, obviously, in this person's life, they have their own spider web for their own reason, for their own things of life, or whatever that means to them. Obviously, that wasn't for me. They did it for them. But however, when it's in your face like that, for a certain reason, you could have saw anything in life, but when you saw that, it's just something just got you focused on something else and just made you realize, okay, you know what? This was a sign of something. Okay, and that's how it works. As our ego cells, we love to like make sure, oh, well, no, it has to be like this, or it has to be like that. No, it's not, because it has to be like this. That's what like messes with your head. This is just like a random thing where you start to realize it's a synchronistic thing. It's not something where like you're forcing it to happen. It just comes automatic and it's beautiful. It's nothing out of your control. It just happens, and that's how you know. Okay, and I know I've been talking about this for 20 minutes, but I just wanted to make sure you understand. I just want to make sure you know. So if you ever do candle love, candle magic, and you've done your saging of your home and you come out of love and not anything out of negative. Now, obviously, I told you if I wanted to do something negative and bring forth negative energy and show you other witchcraft things or other stuff, I can do that. But that's not what this is about. This is not showing you, oh, look at me, I'm so cool. This is just more of, I just wanted to show you to connect with others that had moved beyond, but to be able to show it out of love from your heart. Use that heart energy, use that heart chakra, use that thing that's been bestowed upon you, use that thing inside that drives you, use that thing that that makes you shine above everyone else. Not that you're better, but just what makes you you. That you notice that there's a difference between you and other people, and that your heart, that your love, your energy, all that positivity is coming forth. Okay, and that is what you want to use. Okay, and that's what, like I said, out of no control. This is just something that I had no plans on doing. This I just lit the candles, hit record, and the one thing I wanted to do is just somewhat mention something about my grandma. And here I am doing a video. Ode to my love, ode to my spirits that passed on. I don't know if this is, you want to call it candle love, candle magic, but this is more of like my grandma magic, heart love magic, like cosmic ray magic, to my cosmic surfers magic. Like, this is just something, I just wanted to pass along to you. And any one of us cosmic surfers can do this. Those of you who had the spiritual awakening, those of you who start trying to like change your outlook on life, and you start slowly, may not have that spiritual awakening happen, but you start noticing different shifts in consciousness, different shifts of life, different things that you didn't like before, or you did like before, that you're slowly like, oh, I don't know now. We had a mindset or a mind belief on something, or belief system, or BS, if you will, in the spirituality world, on a certain thought, and you're like, you know what? No, that's not right anymore. I feel something totally different. And that's okay. You're starting to get onto that path, of life. So I just want to let you know, you have that energy, you have that love. You're doing it out of beauty. You're not trying to control things. I'm not trying to control, fire. I know I told you I've had energy, and it has some like psychic link to like elemental things, life, being an urban shaman. Of course, there's got to be something, with that. But trust me, I'm not trying to like, make things happen. And trust me, I would be the type of person that have to like do things, with my mind, my hands, kind of like as if I was doing some type of like, crazy Reiki type of, kind of things. Sorry, no ill will towards that, but you know what I'm talking about. If you've seen some, cool Reiki people, and I do mean cool, Reiki masters doing like, different types of, hand gestures, or like what looks like kind of like spells, or, hand spells and stuff. Anyway, sorry. I would have to be doing that, but, that's at least for me. So this is just something out of love. This is just something out of randomness, that I wanted to show you guys, and just I'm just trying to be organic as possible, and that's like the best way, and it's like, I don't know if this would have worked. I wouldn't know this would have happened, but you know what? I do know that I wanted to say that I love my grandma, Tumiko Ohata. I love you so much. Always with me. My spirit guides, spirit angels, my ancestral guides. I love you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you for this moment right now. Thank you for this moment. Thank you for me to be able to share this, and to be here
showing me love, that I can give love back to anyone else that's looking at this, to know that, you know what, this is real. This is something that it is happening. This is something that out of love, but love can just bring forth, you know? So my love to you, Cosmic Surfers. Like I always say, and I mean this, I don't mean this as like a tagline. Doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter what race. Doesn't matter what orientation, or if you even have an orientation. That's all good with me, because I understand now. Like I get it. You know, maybe Ray back in the day, Ray may not have, but I do, and that's okay. You're beautiful and strong for going through anything that you're going through. You know, no matter what, if you speak the language or if you don't speak the language, you know, if you're poor or rich, you know, as long as you have a rich in heart, rich in mind, rich in what you're trying to do for yourself and your family, or for your friends, or the collective, or for this earth, whatever it is, you are beautiful regardless. Just know that. Know that you have a friend in me, someone that's at least be able to understand that you, what you might be going through. And my life has not been the best of all. You know, I may not had some of the hardships as you have. You may be gone through more stuff than I have, but I know there's certain things that I have that you may not have gone through, and that's okay. That doesn't make me better, doesn't make anyone else better, but what it does, it helps us share. It helps us come together, you know, and maybe remember who we are, you know, inside, and be able to realize, you know, something that may spark us, something that we may share that will spark something in our lives that we can share together and to grow together. Maybe we become somewhat whole, you know, to be able to share like our energy, share our love of life, and to be able to be together, you know, in a sense, you know, that we can grow together and be able to make this world, you know, now this sounds like corniness, but like to be a better place, you know. And, you know, Cosmic Surfers, keep riding those cosmic waves, those karmic waves, in whatever it is of life. Life, I hate to say this, you know, at times, but it is about struggles. You know, it is about finding who we are when we are faced with these obstacles or these hurdles of life, to be able to conquer them, to go over and just break through these walls, you know, or some people say chains that bring you down. We want to uplift our life condition, uplift our hearts and minds. You know, it doesn't matter what, you know, religion or anything, or if you don't believe religion, that's cool too. You don't have to, but, you know, believe in yourself, if anything, you know, or if you don't believe in anything at all, just believe in yourself, that you know inside that you can do it. Whatever obstacles, whatever it is, you face it to yourself. Look at that person in the mirror, you know, like what MJ said, regardless of what happened or allegations, you know, at least take that song for what it's worth, for the song and the beauty of the song. Take a look at the person in the mirror, asking that person to make that change for not just, you know, the life, but for at least for yourself, so that you know you can do it. Now, I've already spent 27 minutes of your life, so I don't want to do any more. I love you all. And love, peace, namaste. Is you are oneness, or your understanding of oneness is my understanding of oneness, that we can come together, to understand each other in this collective consciousness, you know, of wonder, of amazement, of this woo of life. I hope you guys all have a great and fantastic weekend. And to all you who have lost someone in life, just know they are with you, okay? They are with you. They are watching over. They are helping you with the subtle little things of life, giving you those little breadcrumbs just to see what you would do, just to see if you would follow what they would say. And then from there, maybe give you more of what you actually need from that ego self, you know, to see more of a proof, you know. But if you don't, but if you come with an open heart, open mind, instead of saying, no, you know, that was just a waste, don't do that, because that's part of the test, okay? Come with that open mind, open heart. Good night, Cosmic Surfers. Love, peace. Wish you all a beautiful night, beautiful weekend. Sleep tight as always, dreamers. Oyasumi nasai, as my grandma would say. Love you all. Woo! Thank you.